Hi there. It's July the 3rd and time for our 11th time through Proverbs 3. Let's jump over there and we'll get into it. Trust the Lord. This is still a precursor to the actual Proverbs. It'll start in the next couple of chapters. This is about how to attain wisdom, knowledge, discretion, fear of the Lord, right? My son, don't forget my teaching, but let your heart keep my commands, for they will bring you many days of full life and well-being. Never let loyalty and faithfulness leave you. Tie them around your neck. Write them on the tablet of your heart. Then you will find favor and high regard in the sight of God and man. Okay? Respect. You probably heard this verse, right? Trust in the Lord with all your heart and do not rely on your own understanding. Think about him in all your ways and he will guide you on the right paths. There's been many songs written using that word for word in it's the first verse of the song. Different versions, of course. Don't consider yourself to be wise. Fear the Lord and turn away from evil. This is really important. Never think of yourself as I'm a very smart person. Okay? That's wise in your own eyes, and it's very detrimental to your health, actually. Fear the Lord and turn away from evil. This will be healing for your body and strengthening for your bones. Honor the Lord with your possessions and with the first produce of your entire harvest. The best. Give him your best, okay? You know, it doesn't say money. Honor your Lord with the first of your possessions, everything you have. We'll talk more about that. Okay, and the rest of it. Then your barns will be completely filled and your vats will overflow with new wine. Like I say, we'll talk more about that. Do not despite the Lord's instruction, my son, and do not loathe his discipline. For the Lord disciplines the one he loves, just as a father disciplines the son he delights in. Now, you don't discipline somebody else's kids, right? Because you don't love them. They're not your kids. So, if the Lord is disciplining you, you shouldn't despise it because he considers you his child, and he will discipline his children. A lot of people he gives over to their own, gives them over to their own desires, and he doesn't discipline them. He disciplines you if you're his child. And if his Lord is disciplining you, it's because he loves you, and you should delight in that. Say, yes, I'm his. Important stuff. Wisdom brings happiness. Want to learn how to be happy? Here's the answer. Happy is a man who finds wisdom and who acquires understanding. That's comprehending it. That's very important. Acquires understanding. And this is about wisdom. For she is more profitable than silver, and her revenue is better than gold. She is more precious than jewels. Nothing you desire compares with her. Long life is in her right hand. In her left hand, riches and honor. Her ways are pleasant, and all her paths are peaceful. She is a tree of life to those who embrace her, and those who hold on to her are happy. You get this? Wisdom. Long life is in her right hand, in her left, riches and honor. Riches and honor, wisdom. Get wisdom, understanding. Wisdom and understanding have these things. 19. The Lord founded the earth by wisdom and established the heavens by understanding. By his knowledge the watery depths broke open and the clouds dripped the dew. Okay, you know who this is? I'm going to make that yellow. I said before, it was said that Solomon was the wisest man who ever lived. I said, why wasn't Jesus considered the wisest man who ever lived? Because Jesus was wisdom. Okay? And we know that the Lord founded the earth through Jesus, through the Word. Okay? Jesus was wisdom. It's important stuff. Maintain your competence and discretion, my son. Don't lose sight of them. There will be life for you and adornment for your neck. Then you will go safely on your way, and your foot will not stumble. When you lie down, you will not be afraid. You will lie down, and your sleep will be pleasant. Don't fear sudden danger or the ruin of the wicked when it comes. Not if, when it comes. For the Lord will be your confidence and will keep your foot from a snare. You like that? I'll highlight that whole thing. Don't fear sudden danger or the ruin of the wicked when it comes. Not if, when. It's like in other parts of the Bible it says, weapons formed against me shall fail. Okay? It doesn't say they won't be formed against you, because they will. They just won't be successful. Okay, 27. When it is in your power, do not withhold good from the one it belongs to. Don't say to your neighbor, go away, come back later. I'll give it tomorrow, when it's there with you. Don't plan any harm against your neighbor, for he trusts you and lives near you. Don't accuse anyone without cause, when he has done you no harm. Don't envy a violent man or choose any of his ways. A lot of people do. These big, mean, tough. For the devious are detestable to the Lord, but he is a friend to the upright. And a little note there. Confidential counsel to the upright. The Lord's curse is on the household of the wicked, but he blesses the home of the righteous. He mocks those who mock, but gives grace to the humble. The wise will inherit honor, but he holds a fool's to dishonor. There you have it. That's Proverbs 3. Pretty cool, huh? Let's go for our highlights. We highlighted 5 and 6 because it's a lot of songs. Very famous. Trust in the Lord with all of your heart. Do not rely on your own understanding. Think about him in all your ways, and he will guide you on the right paths. Now, this is a new translation, but the one I learned said, trust in the Lord with all of your heart. Lean not on your own understanding. Acknowledge him in all of your ways, and he will make your path straight. Yes, he will. That was a song back in the 80s that was real popular. And this is important. Can't stress how important verse 7 is. Don't consider yourself to be wise. Okay? You should always say, I'm still learning. Am I wise? No, but I'm still learning. I am seeking wisdom. And 9 and 10. And I said we'd talk about this, and we will. Honor the Lord with your possessions and with the first produce of your entire harvest. Then your barns will be completely filled, and your vats will overflow with new wine. Now, if you give to the Lord, when you get paid, the very first check you write should be your tithe. Okay? And it says in Malachi, it's the only place in the Bible where God says, test me in this. Test me in this. Okay? Nowhere else does he say, test me. In this, he says, test me. Give your whole tithe. Your whole thing. And watch that if I don't overflow you with blessings. Okay? As 60 years as a Christian, I have always found out when I tithe and when I give the first of everything I do, I always have more than I would have if I didn't tithe. And it is never proven not to be true. Okay? Whatever you give to the Lord, you will get back with interest. Okay? It has never been disproven. So, if you haven't done it, try it, and you'll be surprised how suddenly, wow, I could pay my bills this month. I had enough food this month. And I gave 10 or 15% to the Lord. Try it. I dare you. That's what God says. I dare you. Hmm? We highlighted 11 and 12. Do not despise the Lord's instruction, my son, and do not loathe his discipline, for the Lord disciplines the one he loves, just as a father, the son he delights in. Hmm? And we talked about this. Don't loathe his discipline, for the Lord disciplines the one he loves. Hmm? If you feel like you're being disciplined, if you're being taught a lesson, it's because God loves you. If he didn't love you, he wouldn't care. Cool. Wisdom brings happiness. We highlighted this. Happy is a man who finds wisdom and who acquires understanding. Okay. You can read all these wise words and you can be shown all this wisdom, but if you don't comprehend it and understand it and let it sink in, it's just words that you're going to forget. Mm-hmm. And wisdom is more profitable than silver. Revenue is better than gold. Mm-hmm. More precious than jewels. Nothing you desire compares with wisdom. Mm-hmm. At 16, long life is in her right hand, in her left, riches and honor. Mm-hmm. That's what wisdom has to offer. Okay. Her ways are pleasant, and all her paths are peaceful. I like that part. All her paths are peaceful. Okay. Cool. She is a tree of life to those who embrace her, and those who hold on to her are happy. Wisdom. What did we say? Jesus is wisdom. Jesus is wisdom. You hold on to Jesus? Happy. Okay. This could all be talking about Jesus. Okay? Jesus' ways are pleasant. Long life is in his right hand, and his left riches and honor. He is more precious than jewels. And this, we highlighted 19 and 20 because he's talking about Jesus. Okay? The Lord founded the earth by wisdom, Jesus, through Jesus, and established the heavens by understanding, which is part of wisdom. By his knowledge, the watery depths broke open, and the clouds dripped with dew. Okay? This is actually the first time through this, after 11 times that I realized, because I was studying Paul over in Romans and Galatians, and different part where Paul actually says Jesus was wisdom. Okay, when Holman talked about wisdom, he was talking about Jesus. Interesting, huh? We highlighted 25. Don't fear sudden danger or the ruin of wickedness when it comes. Not if, when it comes. And it will. And we highlighted 31. Don't envy a violent man or choose any of his ways, for the devious are detestable to the Lord, but he is a friend of the upright. Okay, just that simple. Okay. And these are some of the Proverbs. When it is in your power, don't withhold good from the one it belongs to. Don't say to your neighbor, go away and come back, I'll give it tomorrow, when you have it in your hand, when it's with you. Okay. Don't plan any harm against your neighbor, for he trusts you and lives near you. Don't accuse anyone without cause, for he has done you no harm. Right? So we're beginning the Proverbs. The wise will inherit honor. There you go. I mean, you could highlight all these things and talk about them. But there you have it. That's Proverbs 3 for July 3rd. Last work there for a lot of people. Me, I'm retired, so I don't have to work. It's another day for me, another day to study and learn more, gain more wisdom, and realize that no matter how much wisdom I gain, I will never be wise. You can't learn everything. You can just learn as much as you can, and let it help you. Let it help your neighbor. Let it help the poor. So there you have it. Stay tuned later today. We're still on through the Bible in 1 year. We're in the second half right now. Day 185, I believe. And we may start another study this evening. But I like studying Paul's letters to the Gentiles, okay, because that's us when he's talking about us. So stay tuned for that. And until then, remember, stay humble. See you next time.